Higher, the System of Higher Dimension, Chapter 11. The Core of the System. The core room trembled violently. Cracks spread across the walls as the Guardian folds its massive body deeper into the chamber. Its dozens of glowing red eyes remained fixed on the floating crystal. The system core. Kai stood frozen for half a second because the fear in the system's voice was real. Kai, protect the core. The Guardian smiled, its human-like face twisted unnaturally across its chest. Target identified. Eraser approved. Boom! The monster attacked instantly. Kai activated Void Step without hesitation. The Guardian claws smashed through the space where the crystal floated moments earlier. The entire room shook. Blue and black energy erupted wildly from the core. Lyra immediately raised dark barrier around the crystal. Don't let it touch that thing. CL grabbed a broken spear from the ground nervously. You are saying that like we can actually stop it? Honestly, she had a point. The Guardian felt completely different now. Stronger, faster, like something beyond the rift was empowering it directly. Then the system flashed rapidly. Warning, watcher interference detected. Kai eyes narrowed. So they controlling it now? System, yes. The Guardian roared and released a wave of black energy. Boom! The core room exploded apart. Kai barely shielded CL in time as debris crashed around them. The crystal flickered violently. For a brief second, the figure inside became visible again. A person sitting within endless blue light, head lowered silently, chains wrapped around both arms. Kai froze. There really is someone in there. The system immediately interrupted. Focus on survival. But Kai's eyes stayed on the crystal. That figure felt familiar somehow. Then suddenly the Guardian appeared directly in front of him. Fast. Too fast. Its claws pierced straight through Kai's shoulder. Pain exploded through his body. CL screamed. Kai! The monster lifted him into air effortlessly. Black blood dripped onto the shattered floor. Kai gritted his teeth in agony. The guardian red eyes glowed brighter. Candidate compatibility confirmed. Termination required. Kai tried to move, but the creature's grip tightened harder. His vision blurred slightly. Then the system spoke again, quietly, almost desperately. System, Kai, don't die here. Something about that voice hit differently this time. Not like a command, like fear, real fear. Kai slowly looked towards the glowing crystal again, and suddenly another memory flashed inside his mind. A white void, a lonely figure sitting in darkness, watching countless worlds silently, alone. Then the vision vanished instantly. Kai's eyes widened slightly. You! The guardian suddenly slammed him into the floor. Boom! The impact shattered the chamber beneath him. Pain surged through every part of his body. The monster raised its claw again, ready to finish him. Then, blue light exploded from Kai's body violently. The entire core room froze. Even the garden stopped moving. The system windows flickered uncontrollably. Hidden authority detected. Kai slowly stood up. Blood dripped from his shoulder. Blue energy flowed through his glowing eyes. But something had changed. The air around him distorted unnaturally. The garden stepped backwards slightly for the first time. Fear. It was afraid. Kai looked at his own hands silently. What is this power? Then the crystal answered him. Not the system, the crystal itself. The voice sounded human. My power. Silence filled the room instantly. Ciel froze. Lyra golden eyes widened completely, and Kai slowly looked towards the floating core. The figure inside the crystal had finally raised its head. Black hair, blue eyes, exactly like Kai. Ciel whispered shakily, "That's impossible." The chained figure inside the crystal stared directly at Kai, then quietly smiled, a tired smile, lonely, ancient, and painfully human. "Hello, Kai. I have been waiting for you." The guardian roared furiously and charged again. But before it could reach them, the chains around the figure suddenly glowed bright blue, and the entire core room stopped moving completely. Time itself had frozen. The System of Higher Dimension, Chapter 12. The man inside the system. Time had stopped. Dust hung motionless in the air. The collapsing debris remained frozen around the courtroom. Even the guardian stood completely still, its claws inches away from Kai's face. Silence filled the chamber, absolute silence. Kai stared at the glowing crystal ahead of him, at the figure trapped inside. Black hair, blue eyes, the same face, the same presence, like staring back at an older version of himself. The chained figure smiled weakly. "Hello, Kai. I have been waiting for you." Kai's heartbeat became uneven. "Who are you?" The figure remained silent for a moment, then finally answered, "I am the first candidate." The words echoed heavily through the frozen room. CL stared at the crystal in shock. The first, Lyra's face had completely lost color. "No, that's impossible." The chained man slowly raised one hand. Blue light drifted around the chains binding his arm. "My original name is no longer matters. The Watchers erased it long time ago." Kai stepped closer cautiously. "You are the system." The man nodded slowly, partially. "What remains of me become the foundation of your system." Silence. Kai's mind struggled to process the words. A human become a system. The man laughed softly, a tired laugh filled with exhaustion. "No, not willingly." The frozen world around them flickered slightly. Cracks spread across the stop time. The guardian was already beginning to move again. The man noticed it too. "We don't have much time." Kai clenched his fist, then explained everything. The chained figure looked directly into Kai's eyes, and for the first time Kai saw genuine sadness in them. The Watchers do not create systems, they create prisoners. The room became colder. "Long time ago, I was just like you." Images suddenly appeared around them. A younger version of the chained man, fighting monsters, climbing towers, losing people, endless battles, endless suffering. Kai watched silently as the visions continued. The first candidate stood alone on a mountain of destroyed worlds, covered in blood, still climbing higher, still surviving. The chained man spoke quietly while the visions continued. They told me I was chosen, that I could save humanity, that suffering would make me stronger. His expression darkened slightly, but the truth was far worse. The visions changed again. Now Kai saw giant beings watching countless worlds from above reality itself, the Watchers, observing people fight and die endlessly like spectators, like gods enjoying their entertainment. The system was designed to create ascension candidate, humans capable of evolving beyond dimension. Kai frowned. Why? The chained man looked upward silently. Because the watchers are dying. Silence. Even Lyra froze at those words. CL blinked slowly. What? The man continued. Their existence is collapsing, so they search endlessly for replacement. Strong beings, candidate capable of surviving absolute suffering. Kai slowly looked at his own hands. So all of this was a selection process. The words hit heavily. The chained figure smiled bitterly. Most candidates break mentally long before reaching ascension. Others become monsters themselves, and the few who survive, his blue eyes darken, become watchers. The frozen room trembled again. The guardian body slowly began moving once more. Time was returning. Kai's mind raced endlessly. So why help me? The chained man looked at him quietly, then answered, because you are different. Kai frowned immediately. That thing said that too. The others accepted suffering. You questioned it. The chains around the man suddenly tightened violently. Dark energy spread through the crystal. Pain crossed his face briefly. The watchers were listening. The man forced himself to continue. Kai, listen carefully. The frozen world cracked apart further. The guardian eyes slowly began turning towards them again. Your system was never supposed to protect you, but somewhere along the way, he smiled weakly. I become attached. Silence. Kai froze completely because suddenly everything made sense. The strange emotions, the protectiveness, the fear. The system wasn't a machine, it was a person. A lonely existence trapped inside endless code and dimension. Watching countless candidates die over and over again. until Kai. Then suddenly the Guardian broke free from the stop time completely. Roar! The chamber exploded violently. Time resumed. Debris crashed everywhere. The giant monster charged directly towards Crystal. The chained man's expression changed instantly. Kai! Blue scream flooded the room. The core must not be destroyed. Kai moved instantly. Void step activated violently. He appeared directly before the crystal as the Guardian claws descended. Boom! The impact shattered the entire core room. Pain exploded through Kai's body, but he didn't move, didn't fall, because for the first time he finally understood something. The system had never been using him. It had been trying to save him from becoming another broken candidate. The Guardian roared fiercely. Its dozens of red eyes glowed brighter. Defective system detected. Purge initiated. Then suddenly the crystal behind Kai cracked. A single fracture spread across its surface, and the chained man inside slowly closed his eyes, as if he was already knew what came next. The System of Higher Dimension, Chapter 13. The Fractured Core. The crack spread across the crystal slowly, like shattered glass beneath endless pressure. Kai's eyes widened instantly. No, the chained man inside the core remained calm, too calm, as if he had expected this moment for a very long time. The Guardian's dozens of glowing eyes pulsed violently. Purge in progress. Boom! The monster attacked again. Kai barely blocked its claw with his dagger. The impact launched him backwards across the destroyed chamber. Pain shot through his injured shoulder immediately. Too strong, even stronger than before. The Guardian wasn't just a rift creature anymore. The Watchers were directly controlling it now. Dark energy spread through the entire core room like corruption. The floating crystal flickered violently. The chained man winked slightly. Every pulse of dark energy clearly hurt him. Ciel rushed towards Kai. Kai, I am fine. Another explosion interrupted him instantly. Lyra crashed through broken debris nearby after blocking one of the Guardian's attacks. Blood dripped from her arm. That thing is adapting. The system windows flashed rapidly. Warning, core stability falling 67%, for 58%, 49%. Kai looked towards crystal immediately. Every percentage drop spread more cracks across its surface, and somehow the chained man still smiled calmly. Kai clenched his fist. There has to be a way to stop this. The system hesitated briefly. Then there is one method. Kai narrowed his eyes. Why do I feel like I am going to hit this answer? No response, which was already a bad sign. Then the crystal behind him glowed softly. The chained man finally spoke again. Kai, listen carefully. The guardian roared and charged once more. Lyra instantly summoned dozens of dark chains to restrain it temporarily. Talk fast. The chains began breaking almost immediately. The chained man looked directly into Kai's eyes. My existence is unstable now. If the core breaks completely, both the system and the rift will collapse together. CL face turned pale. Meaning we die too? The system answered calmly, yes. Great. Kai looked around the collapsing chamber. No escape, no time. And a monster strong enough to destroy dimensions. Normal Tuesday. Then the chain man continued quietly. But there is another option. Kai immediately noticed the expression in his eyes. The same expression people had before sacrificing themselves. No. The chain man smiled weakly. If you absorb the core, the system can survive through you instead. Silence. Ciel froze. Lara's eyes widened instantly. That's insane. The system spoke again. Success probability unknown. Failure probability fatal. Kai sighed tiredly. Of course it is. The guardian shattered half of the chains sustaining it. Boom! Lyra was thrown violently into a wall. Cuff. The room trembled harder. More cracks spread through the crystal. Core stability 31%. Kai stared at the floating core silently. Absorb it. Become the system new vessel. Honestly, that sounded like worst idea possible. But then his eyes met the chain man again. And for the first time, Kai truly understood him. This person had been alone for countless years, forced to watch endless suffering, forced to guide candidates towards impossible futures. watching them die over and over again, all while trapped inside a crystal. Alone, Kai slowly stood up. The chained man noticed immediately. Kai, you protected me. Silence. You acted annoying. Kai smirked weakly. You gave terrible quests. Even CL blinked at the timing. But Kai looked directly at the crystal. You still tried to save me. The chain man expression froze slightly. The guardian finally broke free completely. Roar! The entire chamber exploded apart again. Dark energy swallowed the room. The monster charged directly towards the crystal, and Kai moved, wide step activated violently. Blue light exploded across the core room. Kai appeared directly before the floating crystal and placed his hand against it. The moment he touched the core, everything changed. Boom! Memories flooded his mind instantly. Countless worlds, countless candidates, countless deaths. And the suffering of being alone. The pain, endless observation. Kaya saw the chained man sitting alone inside darkness of what felt like eternity, watching every story end badly, watching people lose hope, watching himself slowly stop feeling human. Then one memory appeared differently. Kai. The moment he first received the system, the chain man had smiled, a small smile, hope. Then the crystal shattered completely. Blue and black energy erupted through the chamber like a storm. The garden stopped moving instantly. Dozens of eyes widened. Impossible! Kai screamed as energy flooded into his body uncontrollably. Pain tore through his every nerve. The system windows glitched violently. Transfer initiated. New host detected. The entire rift shook violently. The sky outside cracked apart. Reality itself distorted. And deep within the storm of light, the chained man slowly began disappearing. But before vanishing completely, he looked at Kai one final time and smiled peacefully. Thank you for seeing me as a human again. Then he disappeared into light. The system of higher dimension. Chapter 14. The new host. Light consumed everything. Blue-black energy spiraled violently across the collapsed rift. The core room no longer existed. Reality itself was breaking apart. Kai screamed as endless memories flooded through his mind. Wars between dimensions, candidate dying alone, worlds collapsing beneath Watcher's interference, and above all of it, the the unbearable feeling of being alone. For the first candidate, the former system, then suddenly silence. Kai slowly opened his eyes. Darkness surrounded him. No ruins, no guardian, no collapsing rift. Only an endless black void stretching infinitely in every direction. Kai breathed heavily while trying to steady himself. Where am I? A familiar voice answered behind him. Inside your consciousness. Kai instantly turned around. The chained men stood there calmly, but now the chains were gone. No crystal, no restraints. For the first time he looked free. Kai stared silently for a moment. Are you dead? The man smiles faintly, partially. Most of me merged with you during the transfer. Kai frowned. Most? A fragment remains enough to guide you for now. Kai looked around the endless void. So this is all inside my head. Technically, the former system walked slowly beside him. For the first time his expression looked peaceful. Not exhausted, not broken, just calm. Kai crossed his arms. So what happens now? The man looked directly into his eyes, and his smile disappeared slightly. Now the Watchers will truly begin hunting you. Silence. Great. You are no longer just a candidate. You are now a living system core. Kai froze. A what? The void around them suddenly shifted. Blue windows appeared endlessly throughout the darkness. Different abilities, different worlds, different powers. Millions of pieces of information flowing through Kai's consciousness at once. The former system spoke quietly. Your bodies now contain the core itself, which means you can evolve beyond the limitation of ordinary candidates. Kai slowly looked at his own glowing hands. Blue energy flowed beneath his skin, different from before, alive. Then suddenly, pain exploded through his body again. Kai dropped to one knee instantly. The void around him distorted violently. The former system expression darkened. The transfer is incomplete. Kai gritted his teeth. What does that mean? Your body is rejecting portion of the core. The blue windows around them began shattering uncontrollably. Error messages flooded the darkness. Host warning. Host instability rising. Kai's heartbeat accelerated. So how do we fix this? The former system hesitated, which Kai already hated. Then finally, you must survive the synchronization process. And if I fail, silence. The silence answered enough. Suddenly, the black void cracked apart. A deafening roar echoed through the darkness. The Guardian, Kai eyes widened. That thing followed us here? Not exactly. The voice shattered completely. Reality returned violently. Boom! Kai slammed back into the real world. The collapsing rift reappeared around him. The core room was gone completely. Only floating ruins remained beneath the broken black sky. Shiel immediately crossed towards Kai. Kai coughed violently while standing up. Everything hurt. His entire body felt unstable. Blue cracks of energy spread across his arms. Lara stared at him in shock. You actually absorbed the core. Then suddenly the Guardian roared again. But now its body had changed further. Black wings made of distorted energy appeared across its back. Its dozens of eyes glowed brighter than ever, and in center of its chest, the human face smiled wider. New system host confirmed. Execution priority maximum. Kai clenched his fist painfully. His body felt heavier now. Like infinite energy was fighting against itself inside him. Then blue screen appeared again, but different this time. The windows no longer floated outside him. They appeared directly inside his vision. Part of him. The system synchronization 12%. The Guardian charged instantly. Kai tried activating Void Step, but his body failed to respond properly. Too unstable. The monster claw descended towards him, fast. Ciel eyes widened. Kai, move! Then suddenly time slowed. Not fully, just around Kai. The former system voice echoed calmly inside his mind. Focus, feel the core. Kai's glowing eyes narrowed. For the first time he could feel the energy flowing through reality itself. Movement, space, dimension cracks, everything become clear. The Guardian attacked. Kai moved instinctively and vanished. Boom! The monster claws struck empty space. The Guardian froze, confused. Then Kai appeared above it. Blue-black energy surrounded his dagger violently, and the former system whispered inside his mind, "This is your new power, dimensional authority." Kai slashed downwards, and space itself split open.